again is that the one appointment titles and positions all done. I mean, the issues of consultants
kept within profession
and doctors.
Okay, can I hear your response to that?
Beautiful. Then, number one.
You think that's ambiguous?
No, let's.
I mean, for that, you must understand that.
Is that ambiguous?
Health, the concept of health practice is not a single profession's duty. It's a teamwork. And I think what I have read and what I can sense is the fact that there's been a tussle between medical doctors, doctors practitioners rather, and you have pharmacists and you have all of those other...
What's the heck?
Okay, well, now let me get it. Number one,
what's the heck?
You see, something is very obvious. You're probably not familiar with these issues. I'm going to take you on that issue of the hazard allowance. You see, in health, we say something about prioritizing. You list 1 to 24. That issue of hazard allowance is way down the ladder.
Hello,
now, let's get to the next issue you raised. Let's get to the next issue you raised.
Yeah.
Now, this issue of appointing consultants other than doctors. Now, you see, I said something, right? There's a raison d'etre for having leadership, for having hierarchy in the health sector. It's because you will want to make sure that this ship does not have an ill fate. You see, even in the aviation industry, there's something that is called crew resource management in the aviation industry. The pilot is acting with the people in the cabin, acting with people on the ground floor. Do you know who is leading that? It's the pilot. And there's a reason for that. It's the man with the most knowledge of what is happening. And it's so important that you actually just have one person who is directing the ship. Everybody actually have a very important role they are playing. Just like the health sector, it's very similar. Everybody have this role, very important. So the nurses, they are doing very beautifully. They have their role. The pharmacists are doing very beautifully. But there must be leadership. If you do not have leadership,
it's beeping seriously. Can we have our audience participate? Don't forget you can join us in this conversation, and we already have your tweets coming in. Let me read up some. Somebody is saying something here very interesting, and he says, 2 wrongs can make a right. We have a wrong set of government already. We don't need wrong doctors or a wrong doctor setup. And Economy is saying, is there any guarantee that when the doctors are back, nurses won't join? So where will the call to duty start and greed ends? Just a moment, let me just add one more to it. Yeah, there are 2 captains in this ship, hence the strike. If we recognize that we have a captain, then we will dialogue.
Now,
you see,
the question I wanted to ask Taufik...
Let me say something about the issue.
Number
one,
can you respond to that?
For your information, do you know that the JOSO, the nurses and co, have actually been on strike at least 3 times last year?
Is it a strike competition?
Hold on, no, it is not. I'm just trying to let you appreciate why NMA has actually been towing that path of dialogue. Now, do you know why this document was signed?
No.
Right? It was because the JOSO, you understand, having seen that, okay, the government is actually doing the needful, agreeing with the NMA, JOSO then went to NLC, and then the NLC threatened the government, and then the government signed the agreement with JOSO. The NLC did not even have the moral standing to meet with NMA to ask for the issue.
Why did the
Let me give you this information so that you know.
I am worried.
Doctors do not go on strike.
I am worried that...
But it is not the onus of the doctors not to go on strike.
Argument,
can I ask him a question?
Some people are dying right now in the hospital. I don't know, I'm just worried.
It is actually for the public. Yeah, talking about, I'm going back there, the human angle now.
Hold on, let me paint this human angle.
Let me paint this human angle.
In 2008,
let me paint this human angle for you. Do you know that doctors are also patients? In the last 1 year, if NMA is going to rule out how many doctors died, especially from work-related
What do you want to see?
You understand?
What
right?
do you
you see, let me give you something.
What do you want to see?
In a sense society,
what would you rather see?
In a sense society, doctors do not go on strike.
Are you saying this
doctors are not supposed to be allowed to go on strike? I want to ask you this question.
Are you saying
Let me just ask you
No, I don't live in an insane society. I don't live in an insane society. I live in a sane society.
Let me ask you this question.
I work in a sane organization, and so
society, yes, I agree, but we have to live up to that responsibility.
You know what?
This notice given by NMA
this is what I think.
Is more than 2 weeks old. When people actually know that, oh, the doctors, if they really appreciate that, oh, these people are very integral. From the people who were not sleeping, that notice was a public document. It was an open letter. It was in the dailies.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
People
Look
come up
at this. Look at this.
and
Look at this.
say
Look at this. Look at this, gentleman. It says, there is hierarchy even in heaven. There are angels and archangels. Jehesu can never be equal to NMA.
Now,
you see, it's not a matter of equality. No, it's not a matter of equality.
The problem is this.
No. Let me make you understand
the
it.
undertone from this tribe
let me make you
that I can
understand
tell you right now
Let me make you
and tell
understand it.
Nigerians is the fact that
God bless.
it is not
You see,
really
I
all
work-
about the points.
God bless. Let me explain something to you. Hold on.
It's about
Hold on.
really
Hold on. God bless.
issues
Let me explain something
that
to you.
I
work.
do
The kind of work
not
I
feel
do.
is
I
enough
work. I
to
see
put the
patients
lives
at the
of
point
millions
where
of
they are about to
people at
die.
risk.
Do you know that even amongst doctors, right? We have a team. We want to see a patient
You
that has
are
an accident.
complaining
Even amongst
about
doctors,
medical tourism
you even
abroad.
have to set
What would this
up.
action
You
do?
even have to
It
set
takes
up that
people away
hierarchy,
from the federal-
right?
from
To
the
make sure
federal
that okay,
hospitals,
this is
and
the
they go
doctor
abroad.
that is
That's what
leading
happens.
the team. The other doctors actually fall behind. Even
Do you have
doctors to
any
doctors.
issues against hierarchy?
Even
Yes,
doctors to
order.
doctors.
Do you have any issues with
And the
order?
reason why doctors are leading this team is
as a
because
human
it is
capital
doctors
expert,
that
He's got
have
to wait.
the
He's
most
got to
knowledge
wait. He's
of
got
the
to wait.
patient.
Just a minute.
Other people just have other ideas.
I share your
Dr.
passion.
Taufik,
Just a
I
minute.
understand your
I'm pushing a
passion
question
from
to
the
him,
NMA, but
perhaps
he's got
in
to
a
wait.
way that he will, since he's already fighting you. So let me take it shortly for him. Do you have a problem with order? If I employ you to work for me as a human resource manager, I'm the CEO, chairman, not of this organization anyway. I'm the CEO of a little company and I ask you to come manage resources. Who would you report to? You report to the chairman, CEO.
Absolutely.
The next person will be in the next line, will be maybe the management staff and all of that. That's order, right?
Absolutely.
Where a general manager wants to equate himself with an executive director, or where their jobs or their role conflict is, do you have an issue with that?
Can I ask you a
Can that be an
question?
issue?
No.
I'm just asking. I'm thinking that. Yes.
Let me respond.
yeah,
I'll respond with that.
Yes.
I'll respond with that by saying this: the fact that you discover that maybe someone you were hired is trying to take your position or act like that, would you leave your company?
No,
You would not. You see, there are certain
I'm going to give
professions on earth.
I'm going to give
there
an
are certain
instance.
professions
I'm going to
on
give
earth.
an instance from this. This is this
Listen.
program that is being
No.
aired.
Taufik
This
has
program,
got to
there is
listen.
this air. There is hierarchy. There is order. There is actually that
I am
leadership
here
in this
now,
program.
and I'm trying to do
I
your
believe
job.
there's a producer.
Will you
I
leave?
believe there's a
Will you leave?
producer
I don't like
for this program.
this sounds a little.
And I also believe
this sounds a little weird.
Okay.
Comrade Omar Stevens says the practice of medicine has doctrine to serve humanity. Doctors going on strike are like, I don't want to mention that. We can't mention that word.
Like what?
No, we can't mention that word on air.
Okay.
But it's a little strong.
You see, the mistake, what he doesn't understand is that, you see,
Are you guys
doctors
wicked?
go on strike.
Are you guys wicked?
You see, let me explain something
you
to
see,
you.
The issue is
Now, this issue on ground, I hope you understand that is an issue that has an international dimension. And I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, really?
Please go
right?
on.
You see, of the doctors, out of all the doctors that Nigeria has produced today, more than half of those doctors are out of this country.
Okay.
And I can assure you that so many of these people want to come back home.
Okay.
What do you think they want to come back home to? They want to come back home to a situation where they don't understand order. They want to come back to a situation where we don't understand who is seeing the patient.
Okay, maybe
They are not going to come back.
Taufik has
Have you
got
had
to
cases,
tell us something.
have you had cases where the conflict of who takes order, who administers this patient,
based on this,
who owns the patient, administered and maybe a pharmacy change.
Yes, based on this.
I'm asking.
Let me give you, based on this same issue, based on this same issue, in Ibadan, this same case has happened.
Practical case, yes.
Between a professor of surgery and a nurse.
Okay.
Let's
And
hear
the
this.
professor of surgery who sees that, look, this is a wound, I want to administer this for this wound, this is what I want to do. And then you give the nurse, please, I want you to do this, I want you to do that.
All right.
And then the nurse said, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't believe that's what should be done. Who is responsible to the patient? You see, let me explain something to you. The reason why the doctor has to be on top is actually responsibility. It's actually because it is only the doctor that has the complete knowledge of the patient.
The doctors
Other people have idea of all these other things.
The doctors are saying
you understand?
They have total control.
No, we are not saying
total ownership.
Okay, let me give you this
that's the
information.
word.
Let me give you this information so
I
you
have a
understand,
bullet for you.
right?
Someone is shooting you right now. Somebody all the way from Aberdeen.
Okay.
He says the intelligent young man has not addressed the issues why NMA should not embark on strike actions.
Why NMA should not embark on a strike is because
As we round up,
two wrongs cannot make a right. I have studied their 24 points. And I have looked.
You've got
to hold on.
You know that
you've got to hold on. You've got to hold on.
Even in Britain,
he's got to hold
last
on.
year,
You've got to hold on.
There was a strike action
You've got
by
to hold
doctors.
on. Now,
do you know what this strike action was on?
You know what?
It was on the issue of pension.
On
doctors in Britain.
You are not talking about pension here, are you?
You see, that's what I'm saying. You see, as tribal as that. If you are looking at the issue we are talking about, if you're looking at this issue, if you're looking at that, it's trivial. Now, if the whole world can believe that there's no problem, even if doctors in Britain will go on strike, then it is a problem if in Nigeria, the NMA is trying to protect
they have a responsibility.
Let me give you this information so that you know.
And they cannot go on strike because of issues like this.
You're getting it wrong. You see, the primary responsibility to deliver this healthcare is not for NMA. It's for the government.
It's for the government, isn't it?
It is part of the reason why a government took an oath.
Taufik, can I ask you a question?
To provide this,
can I ask you a question?
Make sure that this health is provided.
Can I ask you a question?
Therefore, beholds such government to ensure that you
ask the question.
Do you support the strike to continue?
Unfortunately, I keep on saying, and all my colleagues actually know, like I actually told behind the NMA president last year who said that we do not want to go on strike.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, this strike has to go on.
Now, people have to die.
Unfortunately, no, you're getting it
people
wrong.
Have to die.
Now, let me give you this information so that you know.
What will make you call off this strike?
I want to ask you a question.
Sorry.
I know
what will make you call off this strike?
You see, what will make you call
off this strike? Are you going to
strike?
see 24?
No,
is government going to see 24
You see, let me give this to you. If NMA is not a difficult association,
yes, please.
Yeah.
I said something to you. I said, number one thing for this strike is because we are protecting our profession, indeed the soul of our profession. You understand, right? And it's not because of just now. It's because of the future. Our children, nobody is going to be interested in studying medicine. It is bad enough as it is right now. We have a horrible system.
Okay, so the
indeed, we do not have a system in place. It is then going to be worse if we create an apoplexy by causing chaos in the system.
Mr. Taufik, hold on.
It is going to be
the
worse.
anarchy that is being reported from
this
NMA is
when
the
you come
fact
to my
that
hospital,
a doctor will no longer be respected.
If you come to my hospital,
the whole strike is about?
I'm going to say, look, this guy, do this, do that, right? And then somebody then comes up and says, no, that is not the way I see it. Even my junior colleague is not going to see. He's a doctor as well, right? But I have been given the responsibility. He's not even going to see it that way.
Do you know the truth?
You see, who goes to the hospital to see any other person than
Do you know the truth?
When you are sick, who do you go to see?
Host.
Nobody goes to the hospital and say, I'm sick today, I'm going to see a nurse.
This is about an issue of convention.
You understand?
And development.
The convention is actually for a purpose.
The convention is this. The convention
is for a purpose.
We have been following this line and we are going to keep at
No, you're getting it wrong.
Now,
God bless.
We are bringing in.
Let me give you this information.
The world is increasingly.
Okay, to the extent. Sorry, can I ask you? To the extent to which the other party that is not NMA is not keeping up to its responsibility or what it should be doing. Are you saying they should continue doing this while they continue providing the services?
No, this is it.
I'm just quickly. Should they continue going this other way while these guys continue to do what they're doing or continue to work?
There has to be cohesion. There has to be.
But it's not happening.
No. The reason it is not happening.
What do we call our medicine?
It is because.
What do we call our medicine?
Hold on.
What do we call our medicine? Orthodox.
Hold on.
Right?
Hold on.
There is something underscore it. Orthodox.
Orthodox does not mean that it is
hold on.
There are other professionals
a system that we are
medical.
Listen. Do you know why it continues to be practiced like that globally? Let me give you this information, Mr. God bless. Do you know why it continues to practice like this globally? It is because it has been subjected to tests.
Shouldn't government address their problem? As we close, shouldn't government address their problem?
Should, absolutely.
When?
Now.
It's been since 2009.
Now.
And I can assure you.
Fantastic. He agrees with you that government should have done now.
If government actually shows a good posture today, I can assure you that before midnight, the doctors are back on the
All right, guys.
And they must.
All right, guys. It's always gonna be.
We're losing money.
Thank you very much. It's always gonna be. Thank you very much.
Is this all about money?
Dr.
That's what you were talking about human lives.
Hold on.
You lose a life and you lose money.
Hold on.
That's what happens.
Thank you very much. You've made your point. It's always going to be heated like this when it comes to issues about health. Health, they say, is wealth. And right now, we don't seem to have many people who are wealthy in that aspect of their life. And we are hoping that this thing that has lingered since 2009 can just have some breath of fresh air and let's move on. 24 point, we're also hoping that if 510, average of that number is being met by the federal government, the doctors can get back to work. This is our hope as a responsible organization, and we're hoping that this strike doesn't linger any more 1 minute than necessary. It's been Face Off. Thank you for joining us tonight. Keep a day with us next week as we come again your way next week. I'm Olu Phillips.